Okay. Cool. Do we have this up? Okay. Fucking hell. Holy Paul. That was harder than I expected. Okay. Alright. So, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what this is. I was just scrolling through Steam, vibing, absolutely, just, fuck, I don't know, I was just looking through shit. And I saw this on, like, the recommended. So, I mean, I might as well try. Like, fucking, okay, making sure my settings are okay. Gucci. We're just gonna send this over. Get some people in here, hopefully, maybe, please. Please. Hello, Discord. Hi, hello. How are we doing, Discord? Not good? Alright. Cool. I don't think that worked. Balls. Let's try this one. Ta-da! Yeah. Cool. Alright. So, once again, no idea what this is. All I know is that at least these three are dead. Let's see, what does it say? What happened? The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottrees, his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters, known as the Roottrees sisters. Carl Roottrees was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. They're calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Massive L. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately, nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our abilities. A spokesperson for the company has been asked that people respect the family's wishes, I guess. I don't know. Either way, it goes off. So yeah. Mystery. Oh yeah. Oh, come on. Stupid stream. Or the mecha. What do you mean? It's... You know what? Stream status says it's good. I'm gonna take its word. Let's go. Oh. Okay. Machuya Mania. Oh, that's... Alright. I have coffee. You can't see it, but I have it. ASMR. December 6, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Title drop! Oh, hello. Hello, mysterious
I know it's
shadow
late,
person.
but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling.
Well, yeah, the entire family's just died.
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer.
Ooh,
I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Are we blood related? I mean, I'll take some of that. Is there like a special thing for streaming? I just want to double check this, obviously. Oh, light strobing. That's up to anyone that has light sensitivity. Oh well. Show evidence, intuition. Enable search all for paraticals. Fuck it, we'll keep puzzles hard.
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
Sure, okay.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Do we get money? Are we getting money for this? Okay. Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Alright, alright. Look at the evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Siblings are in birth order. One of them was married. Alright. Alright. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees sisters' Got Milk ad. God, I remember those ads. That was... Oh, I know it was like 2010s, but... Oh my god, those ads were so fucking annoying. Hey, maybe if milk actually tasted good. Like strawberry milk. Strawberry and chocolate milk are like the only milks I will drink. Because, well, they're the only ones that taste good. Like, fucking hell. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. Oh, I forgot the fake milk mustaches, everyone did. The ad copy reads, you might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottrie is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it. Oh, I'm thinking chocolate milk. I was like, wait, you can't. You need milk first, and then I got it. Because chocolate needs milk. But obviously, my brain is already not wanting to work properly. Again, I have my coffee. I feel I need like a detective hat or something. One moment, you're gonna have to see some settings. Do we have any, hat? No, I don't want to stay on a hat. Not my vibe. No Santa hat. No Santa hat. It's fucking April. Anyways. List of names. The list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. Okay. Okay, so this is my last name, by the looks of it. Candy? Oh, okay. So we got holy fuck, that's a lot of Roottrees. Carly, Gwendolyn, Gwen, Christina, Lauren, Margaret, November. Who the fuck names their kid November? Rihanna, Riley, Samantha, and Tessa. Oh, now it's just the women. Okay, that's a lot of Roottrees. Jesus Christ. Okay. A milk picture, names. Internet. Social media. Oh wait, this is 1998. What the fuck? What do you mean disconnected? You can create notes quickly by highlighting your text with mouse. What if we just go ahead and type in Roottree? About the plane crash decided that their account advertisements in Carl Roottree was the president of the Roottrie. Collectively referred to. Okay, so Carl Roottree is the father. Okay. Save. Let's type. Alright. Carl Rootree died in a recent plane crash along with his wife, Brenda Rootree. Okay. So Brenda's the wife. Alright. Cool. President as well as the clothing company Root, which he co-founded with his wife. So, no, that's not delete. Can I edit? Okay, I can edit. Root Tree Candy Company. Or president of that's how you spell president, right? Yes. And clothing line Root with his wife Brenda. Okay. Oop-a-doop. Okay. Save. Cool. It would be wise to repeat this search. Okay. Once you finish placing the Roottrees on a family tree, according to the news site, the Roottrees company came into place to put out a press sometime within the hour to address the absence of Carl, the crash, and any questions we have been receiving. Okay. Because sexism, there should be more information with the mother about the kids. Because they would focus, 1998, taking historical context into it, they would focus more on the company with the man and the kids with the... Fucking... You stumble across an auction for a black and... Really? Really? Fucking really? That's an auction for a black and blue dress. That is a Brenda White. Brenda White. Okay, so Brenda... delete. Edit. Maiden name was Brenda White. Okay, so I didn't notice that. Invention dress from before Brenda became Brenda Rootree, starting to design clothes for Root. The white and gold dress itself doesn't meet the element to your search. Hello. Oh, we can turn down the volume? Oh, hello. Family Doku. Alphabet Davis. Oh, that's just upside down. Alphabet Davis. Secret Surgeon. Are we named Alphabet Davis? That is a fucking stupid name. What the fuck is this? Ah, it's coded. Okay. Now I know. Okay, so Eloise. Why is there fucking... we scroll here. Yeah. Okay. Let's actually go through, because I have a feeling these fucking people would. There's a Roottrees Candy, but Candy's the name. Okay, Roottrees Candy Company was founded by Elias Roottree. Shortly, Gwyneth. Okay, so, founder of Roottrees Candy. Founder. Nah, can't spell. His wife, Gwyneth. And her last name should also be Roottree at the moment. We'll look her up in a minute. It has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president with input and votes from extended family. The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Ellis and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottree, who despite his death listed as the current president. The product that put them on the map were 5 pieces maple candies with 5 different flavors that are dipped into a crispy, crackly candy coating. Say that 5 times fast. Since then, they have branched out to countless other products, as of which incorporate maple in some way. Their sister company, simple titled Root, specializes in children's clothing. The primary models for Root are the Roottrees sisters. Let's actually do that. Because we're trying to find the sisters. Root clothing. Oh, the period is part of the name. Oh, that's bull. That's bull. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes toward the target audience. One of them has this to say: "You spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, and Rihanna." Okay. All right. No order yet. Okay. We got that. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1989. And Rihanna appeared on almost all of them. So Rihanna is most likely the older sister. So, actually, she's probably the one that's married as well. There's only one in the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sisters' mother and Root's head designer. Okay, she's head designer then. Let's actually note that. And it's head designer. I'm just checking the stream real quick, making sure. Fuck off warnings. Fuck off warnings. Stupid fucking warnings. Oh well. Anyways, head designer holding her daughter Rose in 1985. So Rose is most likely the second because 1984 Rihanna appeared in most of them. Okay. Second. Okay. And I'm also not adding last names yet because... Wait a minute. Now I can add the last names at the bottom. So only time her daughter was ever listed. Carly. Wait. The site says it was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly Roottree. Okay, so let's actually... And mainly because, just because it started in 1984, and Rihanna, or Raina, however the hell you say the name, this is like rich people spelling. Because they all start with R's, but fucking, you added H, it could have just made a Rose. They all start with RH. It could have just made a Rose, or Rihanna spelled normally, or... I'm dyslexic. No, that's not how you spell Riley. Riley is just with an R, not an H. Jesus Christ. Rich people in their fucking spelling. Okay. So, let's go ahead and delete that. Delete note. Okay. So, let's actually go back. So Carly Roottrees. Really? Okay. Legislators, what? That's what I did! It's not, okay, so Rihanna is the older sister. Okay. But still very well known. Okay, so Rihanna is the older sister. Edit. Older retreat. Or oldest. And then... Okay. Once at a time, they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when searching the sisters together. Okay. So what about Rihanna? That's how you spell it, right? Okay. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial Roottrees fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text. Jesus Christ, listen, I'm clearly a pink girly, and I also really like purple. But fucking hell. Yeah, it's hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Rihanna is the most famous because she's the oldest, and got married to TMS. Okay. Let's actually add that to notes. Edit. That goes by TMS. More like TMI. Ay. I need to stop doing humor. But Riley is the smart one. Rose is the middle child. Okay, so we do have that. So, all right, let's edit. Middle sister. And then, all right. And got married. But Riley is the smart one, so youngest. Cool. Safe note. Let's actually put these on the board. Okay. I literally forgot. Rihanna. RH. Rihanna. Well, I guess Rose. What? What the hell? Where's... Oh, there it is. Cool. Click on the faces in your evidence tab. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Now we just need to put a name to face. These ones are gonna be hard because they're both blue. Whatever one's like, oh, they like yellow, we can get. Okay. So, we have the order. On the occupation. Well, they're all models. Okay. So now, you might think they are rich just because they are models. Yeah, see? But their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do their modeling for her brand, Root. I eat Root candy all the time. My favorite are Maple Crisps, and try to dress in plaid Root. Clothing like Riley does. Okay, Riley's the plaid bitch. Riley's the plaid bitch. Cool. Let's actually add that to the notes. Where's plaid? Where's plaid? Capitalize! That's how you spell plaid, right? I don't know. I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Okay, which one has their ears pierced? Okay. So that means... Yeah! Didn't figure out who's married, though. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. Yay! Also like the fellow optional entries. Ah, damn, I was looking for that husband.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Yay! Money?
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Will I really? How bad is this gonna get?
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family.
I'm gonna try and
For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Considering how much emphasis you're putting on that, I'm not fully, kinda worried.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
Well, that's what I was trying to do!
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees.
Okay.
Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
Okay. So you already set that up for us?
I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
And considering how that thing's at 50, we're gonna be here for a while. Dear fuck.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out,
kill him?
I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's
and
sus.
Good luck.
That's sus as hell. Okay, that's a lot of stars. Oh. Okay, well, we got new evidence. Notable Roottrees. Easy to find online. You developed a sixth sense on how useful your evidence could be. The numbers in a magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members. New discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often, the most satisfying revelations come from retracing your path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such a high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Alright, cool. Let's see, what's next? So strawberry, cool chocolate, bad blue raspberry, awesome apple, power plum. The original inventor had 5 kits. Fuck! He was busy. The ad also mentions that current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Alright, and then that's the sisters, and then... Why is that my house? The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door and said the lawyers were looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. This includes a list of notable Roottrees, who they said would be the easiest family members to place. Okay. So that's just a summary of where we're at. Okay. Oh, you can open this envelope after the whole family tree. Has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. What did this kid do? Or no, wait. Someone probably had an affair. They probably had an affair. Speaking of affair, fuck, 2 divorces? Damn, okay. Well, I mean, this should actually be pretty easy. Carl. For the person who Harry returns, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, they will be locked in. All non-relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Well, he was the president. He was the... It's down. And then... Brenda White is his wife. Okay. Alright, let's go to here. Roottree's sister, Carl Roottree, we already did. Let's just double check. Okay. New! Alright. It's with heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the 3 Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottrees family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. The list goes on. They go on to list some of those accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Business Watch. Alright, Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on company CEOs and the economy. They have been around for over 100 years in one form or another and will often write about major changes in management at famous companies. Every year they offer an award to a prominent businessman who has furthered the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through the searches that 2 Roottrees have been featured as Watchmen of the Year. Elias Rootree and Carl Rootree. Okay, so it's great-grandfather. I already have him somewhere, yes. Great-grandfather, too. Yes. Alright, delete. Okay. Brenda, Elias, let's go ahead and delete that. Okay. So let's add a page. Modern. Modern root tree. First line of root tree. Alright. Cool. Business Watch does not host any online archives on any site you can find via search finder, though you may be able to find individual articles and issues through your periodical search. Alright. Elias. That's his name, right? Oh, I spelled it wrong. All right. I'm just gonna try and copy. Critical copy. What? Oh no! Delete page. Fuck. Come on. Highlight. Cool. Save. Alright. We are organized. Alright. Alright. Yep, that's first line. So we're gonna put the notes away real quick. You're 1936. Okay, let's pull it back out. Of the year in 1936. We're rolling out the 5 pieces. Candy. Alright. Cool. Notes from the article indicate someone made the cover has been added to your evidence. Okay. That's why there was a thing. Okay. Alright, so we got a face. President. Hey. Three more correct blood relatives before they'll be logged in. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, inside the article, 1998, Elias from Roottrees Candy Company, after marrying his wife, inherited the maple fly reform. During the period before 5 pieces, the company is barely profitable. Elias has a daughter in 1909. So the daughter is first. Has 5 kids. Has a daughter first in 1909. The first of 5 children. 4 more follow, leading to 1992. He invents 5 pieces in 1922. Based on the initials of his 5 kids. I can't spell. One flavor for a child. 5 pieces are sold in Pittsburgh, rolled out in all New England. The new recipe and flavor is finalized and the candy begins nationwide. There's every available Maple Farm. Elias Roottrees Jr. Elias's 5 kids. First son and second oldest. Because he's given the junior title, and usually that's given to the first kid. But since they had a daughter first, they were like, it'd probably be weird. So giving it to the first son would make more sense in a, obviously, context. Let's see. There's also a What's Next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy and that the Roottrees Candy Company remains a family business. He plans to do this with the Clance Trust. What the fuck is that? The Clance Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottree. That's fucking weird. Who's Elias' son and head lawyer at the time. Okay. Family lawyer and corporate arrangement titled the Clance Trust. I can't spell. A corporate arrangement. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 kids' names, at least. Last son's head lawyer at the time. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relatives of Elias and Gwyneth. An account created for each blood relative at birth and is first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never been fully disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it's a significant amount of money. The Clance Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcefully remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law school, which apparently had a guest lecture talk about the Roottrees versus RR in 1999. While looking into the Clance Trust, you often find mentions of the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. We'll come back to this court case. Let's actually just highlight that. 1994. And then let's go ahead and highlight that. Save. Damn it, let me go to it. There we go. The 5-piece guaranteed in combination with the Clance Trust was Elias Rootree's attempt to ensure that the Roottrees Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it's somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Roottrees president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna copy that. And save. Okay, this is fucking weird. Huh. I'm trying to think of the logistics of that. What the hell? Combined with the clan's trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensue that only his direct relatives could afford to be president, and he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision is widely debated both online and in person by economists and enthusiasts of all levels of experience. Okay. Now let's look you up. You find very few details about this particular incident with regards to the Clance Trust. A student that attended the lecture about it wrote the following on Legal Oddities website. From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. You've said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Okay, let's edit. Okay. I have a feeling we're going to come back to this trial a lot. Said the RR. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Claims of Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendants of Elias Roottrees without completely dissolving the trust. There is no further information online. Okay. Red Roottrees. Who are you? Because it starts with an R. This might be who was trying to sue. You find information on the website about a strange historical facts. Alonius Herring Roottrees, aka Red. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. Oddities. Delete note. Oddities. Highlight. Not actually. Last name is a coincidence. How do you spell coincidence? There we go. Nickname Red for being the ambassador to Ireland. Okay. Was an appointed judge and politician. He served for what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. Excuse me. Then he tried to run for Senate. He claimed to be related in a newspaper ad, but was defeated in a landslide. Okay. So, this fucker is a literal fucker. Alright. Ah ha ha! Ha ha ha! I get it! Because it's a red herring! Okay. It's really... It's really demeaning when I have, like, no one here. Oh, well, it'll be a good fight. Alright. Anyway, Jim Roottrees. James Roottrees. Okay. Okay. and the line Roottrees. Alright, now come on. Highlight. Here we go. Alright. Goes by Jim. Singer in a band called Jim and Diamond. With his wife, Diamond LaRoux. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. It's now on evidence. Although Jim writes the majority of his songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. Okay. So also... Nope. Delete note. Save that. Cool. Yeah, fuck it hell. Fuck it hell. There we go. Husband's band. The band never had another hit, but it had its fans who referred to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Okay, so... Seen since 1996. That's not a period. That is not a period. Fuck. Okay. Save and save. Alright. Now let's look up Diamond. Let's get more Look up. Okay, so it's just the same. Okay, let's look at their music then. Alright. As seen in MMM. No, wait. Rollin' On Down to the City was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1997. According to the liner notes, it satirized how part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of it play came from roller discos. Yeah, that's how music and activism happens. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Also oddies. Maybe that's why you never heard it before now. The image is from an auction for a sealed copy, and it's a sticker saying, only the great-grandson of Elias Roottrees could make disco this sweet. Okay. So he should be the same age as Carl. Okay. Okay. It's credited to Peter Hughes from MMM. We'll look that up in a minute. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottrees, vocals by Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRoux. Jim Roottrees is on a Noble Roottrees list in your evidence. Lyrics. We were rolling on down to the city Saturday night, and you're quite a sight. I'm not gonna sing all this. Okay. Let's look you up. Peter Jones seemed to be a music critic. You find him mentioned on a fan website about a band unrelated to the Roottrees. He used to work for Modern Music Monthly before the magazine went under. Alright. Alright, MMM is an abbreviation of Modern Music Monthly, a magazine from the 40s to early 80s. It went out of business due to high competition from much more major publishers. Ooh. Okay. I was just making sure that. What did it say? Public library. Modern music. Fuck that. What was his name? Okay. Copy. Radicals. You. Search. But there are too many results to look through. If you're looking for specific album names or artists, you may have better luck searching for those instead. Okay, so this Peter dude. Alright. Search. A reluctant hitmaker. Review and interview from 1979 had a reluctant hitmaker. Jim goes into his first band. Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in C and J plus J and D with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our Clark is the same. Clark's the same person, right? No, Clark's a different. Also, wouldn't this be considered modern? I don't know. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpa was just study spend time with dad. Okay, and this is Jim speaking. So, I am going to just... Seems to have a brother. To a brother named Clark. Okay. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Or like brothers. So maybe they're not actually related. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. Okay. Alright. So the four of us had a sort of cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her younger... Oh! The only thing Clark and I had in common with music, but even then we never agree on what it could be. Catchy tunes. I've been told Roland was like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. Mood. I don't mind saying any of this because he agreed. For most of the decade, he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer Tunes, and he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That is also how my father was connected to Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns were hung up on the walls over a record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Okay. Oh, he seemed to marry Jane. Back. Alright. Because if they're sisters, like... There's this About page, and you find a picture labeled the inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Below that is more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katrina, 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 ow! Katrina, Katrina, ow. Comment down the picture. He had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. Okay. Nope. I know. Sorry, Ducky. I didn't mean to press on you. Created the root. Ah. The Roottrees Maple Super Bowl commercial from 1999 has a family bickering in a department store, and the father bites into a Roottrees Maple Crisp. Hank Stotts in a jingle place where he dances down the aisle. As he does, different things in the department store become Roottrees candy. For an example, the bed that the father collapses onto becomes a giant chocolate bar. The jingle "Need to Rest" went on to be featured in other commercials and with other scenarios. The jingle goes, when you're surrounded by madness and mayhem, reach for the best. It's enough to share, but let's face it, you need a rest. Okay. Okay, so that's Clark for sure. His wife, and then that should be Katrina. Found a photo to Raffer's website. It's labeled inspiration from a famous ad campaign. Okay, that just repeats what we already read. Okay. Do we have anything? Okay. Okay. Don't have anything for Carl. Don't forget, family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage. Always use a person's most recent occupation. Well, the most recent occupation for this... I'm sorry, I shouldn't joke about the dead. Anyways. What the hell? Why is there an extra photo under you? All I know is that one of these people... Oh, well, he did say someone out of wedlock. I feel like that, yeah. I mean, it's literally squared. So, but out of wedlock. So Grandpa. Let's go back here. Who's Miracle Jr.? Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he is shortened to Miracle Jr. Alright. Okay, let's put it here. Not his actual name. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who's part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in Dude, that tried scamming. Public in 1979. Feel that his wife, Edith's sister. What? Oh, it was wife. Walk again. The author doesn't mention that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tours around the southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. Okay. So... Oh, okay. So... He used his sister-in-law. So he used his sister-in-law to... Let's look this up. Clergy watch. Oh, come on! Let's... Ah! Oh well, that was... Let's try Lauren. Author... or... Okay. A life between wars. Alright. Author. In the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romantic novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. All right. A little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottrees, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries released in 1996. Okay. In 1965. What did I say? 1960s. Wow, I can't do shit. All right. It spans from the ultimate death of her husband in World War II. To cope with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through her entirety into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution of writing style and for a look into previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottrees. This included Romance in Court, which gains popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans refer to as the Court Jester series. You find no recent detail about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. Alright. So, let's look up her first book. Alright. Oh, we're printing! Okay. It seems you hit the jackpot here. This book occasionally is taught in schools. You even find hardcover edition for students that has full page, high quality pictures in it. A summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries from the diary have been added to your evidence. Oh. Alright, so that should be Lauren, and that should be your husband. Excuse me. The below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Roottrees' diary pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list. 1940 to 1965. Most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thought revolve about was the loss of her husband, Jacob. So his name would be Jacob Rafferty. I don't know. Alright, passed away in World War II. Oh, in the final months. Oh, while she was pregnant. Hold on. Because I don't know how long military services are, but when did he leave? When did he leave? When did he leave and when was the child born? Oh, that audio is gonna be ass. Oh, she was the granddaughter. Alright. Alright. Granddaughter. Was coming to pages. Her mother family was called the Colossals, but she hardly ever mentions them. Cosels. Her father... fucking, what's his name? What's his name? Lawyer dude. Clancy. So, most definitely Clancy. Okay. Cool. We got that. Yeah, and help free. So. Yeah. So it was Clancy. Her dad is Clancy. Clancy Edward. Oh, that would have been bad. Okay. It's clear from context that the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of family. Lauren uses them often. 5 pieces. The first generation of children by Gwyneth. Okay. So let's actually do that. 5 pieces. Next generation. Lauren's generation. Okay. Free spirits. So that's actually next gen. 5 pieces, next gen, and then free spirits. So this is... So Lauren... Okay, so Lauren is in the next gen. So let's move her over. Save. So let's go ahead and delete. All right. Actually, let's just go ahead and cut that. All right. Copy. V. All right. So 5 Pieces was her parents. So the 5 Pieces include Elias and his wife, which I forgot to note her down. Elias, his wife, and his kids. The next gen is gonna be Lauren, her siblings, and their spouses. And then Free Spirits is Lauren's kids, which is most likely going to be, I want to say it's like with, yeah, because we're dealing with 5 generations. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. 1. So this is the 5 Pieces. This is the next gen. And so Carl is going to be in the Free Spirits. So. All right. Got our notes organized, right? Yep. Copy. Oh, okay. I already got that. Delete. Okay. Unknown. Unknown placement. God damn it. Oh well. Okay. Oh, there's more pages. Holy shit. Entry title complaints from Lauren Roottrees was written in 1957. This entry seems to focus on one of Lauren's family members, Gwen. Okay, so Gwen as an only child. Complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During this, okay, so Lauren has 3 younger brothers. Okay. Damn, there's a lot of info on her. There's 3 younger brothers. If I could ever fucking spell. 3 younger brothers. Okay. I feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears during the summer where I went to stay with my Aunt Margot. Okay, so Margot. She would be, since it's an aunt, what siblings to Clark. Children. Okay. So we have that. So I hope she would be the sister I never had. Stay with her and sister I never had, and that I do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 new with them. Okay, her hair's not naturally blonde, but Margot's has blonde hair. Next gen should be with Gwen, because they'd be the same age. Mother is Margot. Because Lauren says that both of them, she mentions both of them have blonde hair. What a mess, but she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. See? Cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. Okay. There's mention of Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her vicious stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlet and tells Taylor how glamorous around the world. Let's actually look that up real quick. Earth was a magazine that started with colorization of film and went around until 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't go much into any other aspects of filmmaking or Hollywood news. Okay, so Gwen was an actress, most likely. Kissing the legs of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. And Wild Bill Williams. Okay. She's the first Roottrees woman to ever be anything. Okay. Gwen Roottrees. Okay, so Margot then probably isn't related if her last name is Roottrees. Okay, so her mom. Get into. Doubles. Okay. She's the first to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. If I were not a single mother who could make my own way, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all that luck in the world was jealous of me. And now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by this terrible tragedy, I'm also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff just like I do at Gwen. Fuck. An entry called Dynasty from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1958, focused on the day her grandfather... Oh yeah, because parents, and then... Okay. Her grandfather Les announced that he would step down as president of Roottrees Company, and the meeting was to determine his successor. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Clancy... Fuck if I know. Fuck if I know right now. Actually. High up. Indies. Granddad was very furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to so long. Okay. Stepping down in 1958. In 1958. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. Okay, so one of them was we already know, Clancy. Oh wait, never. There's so many people. Okay. So Clancy is her uncle. Okay. We're holding on to with architects, preachers, and lawyers. So Clancy's the lawyer. So he has 2 other sons. He has 3 sons and I guess 2 girls. first child was girl. Okay. So with the 5 pieces came up to us next gens. Okay. So none of the 5 pieces were able to have the next thing. Wait a minute. So wouldn't that mean it would be 4th? Wait a minute. Wait, she says Clancy by name. But her father, who's referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer in Clancy Trust, so it had to be Clancy. What? But then she refers to him. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Pop argued. Well, are you sure Clancy would have wanted it? He's the one who volunteered. Wait. Clancy Edward Roottree. But we're gonna get back to that in a minute. What the fuck? Instead ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son. Okay. Okay. Capitalize. Whispering son to the liar. Doesn't seem last name. But he's the firstborn son to the. But he's the firstborn son to the firstborn 5-piece. Oh, that's ass. Okay, so he would be next gen. So Zach is a next gen. Turn doesn't match his candy. He's the firstborn son to the firstborn. Okay, so his mom. So his mother. Which would be his mother, that would be more grammatically correct. Would be his mother. Okay. So mother has a different last name. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always been had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it could ever. It's still gonna fuck me up. Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all. Fuck! I accidentally got the apostrophe. Older than Zach. Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of all of us. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma wouldn't go to us. Maybe they wanted to go to only member who looks like he samples the product. Okay. Because of that line, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. It's probably a low blow calling him fat. Probably fat. Okay. God, this diary has so much shit. Sam. Okay. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottrees had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative. Ooh. Where would he be in this, I guess, actually? Nope, wrong thing. Notes. Why Sam? I've mentioned... Granny had sisters, and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. Let's put him here. Root tree. Or obscure root tree. Okay. Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So I say I'm special. Nothing adds up, and I'm the only one to realize. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys. Okay, so Miracle. Okay, this is talking about Miracle Jr. So... as sons. So he would... Wait, it's Miracle Jr. a 5-piece? Possibly he's a 5-piece. Okay. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's. Uncle Junior. Okay. Uncle Junior. That's talking about Elias Roottrees Jr. Patsy. Has a wife named Patsy. Okay. Look her up in a bit. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop sushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, EC and John. Well, Anderson farm on the way back. Anderson's probably the last name of the wife. Gwyneth Anderson. Yes. Okay. Miracle's youngest. Not my brother. Okay. Okay. Nope, edit. Eli. Alright, so next gen. So Lauren has a brother. I'm actually just gonna make Eli his own. Alright, Eli. Wrong one. How the fuck? Oh, there it is. I was about to be like, how the fuck do you oh. Miracle. Okay. Even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? That's ass. Why is Granddad making an exception now? Clark. Do we have a Clark already? 5 pieces. We have a Clancy, but now we have a Clark. Well, Jacob and I got married at 16. Okay. Got married at 16. Okay. Alright, so Clark would be another. Okay, so Clark's a free spirit. So he's... Okay, so Clark is probably one of Carl's siblings. Gets married. 18 to Danielle. Clark loves the rest of his generation as a free spirit. What else can you call kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sort of nonsense. The only one with any discipline is Carl. Yeah, so we already got Carl. But that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. So wait, is Clancy's... Okay, so... Was it not Clancy? What the fuck was it not Clancy? Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be legal to marry. Oh, somewhat. Oh, no. Oh, no, there went a Miku. Okay. Let's see. Okay, her first book. First book was... My heart. There, I'm gonna actually move that up. There we go. Alright. It's based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob while we were walking the woods after school. Jacob Rafferty. Yep, her husband. I think you'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen and... Oh. She named her twins both Gwen. Oh, no. At least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. Okay, had a divorce. All right. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. All right. Okay. Go ahead and get... All right. This is probably Marley. This is the 5 pieces. These are the 5 pieces. Okay. This picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. Okay. Her father's blonde. Then how the fuck did she dye? Why the fuck did she dye her hair? Bond. Her father's James Bond. I really do not like this fucking slow jazz. I personally, if you're gonna give me jazz, let it be high. Let it be like dance and jazz. I never was one for noir type stories, so just Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the three of us were about the same age. What the fuck? Wait, so Miracle. But only 5-piece. Okay. So Miracle's near the same age as Lauren. And the three of us were all about the same age. Wait. No, wait, that says Miracle. So one of the kids' name is Miracle. Okay. But save. That would have been bad. Okay, so okay. So damn, Elias must have been having kids really young. Oh! Only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took Eventually, I suppose, they posed us in front of the camera. Okay. I don't know. Highlight. Do I already have a Gwendolyn? We have a Gwen. We don't have a Gwendolyn. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is probably Zach. I did say he was probably fat. Okay. Lauren's diary contains some label pictures. This is the next generation. Okay. In attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation, for old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one, but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together. So that's probably Lauren, and these are her brothers. So this is most likely Zach. My bet is that this may actually be Gwen. Actually, like, yeah, it's red, but whatever. I mean, still bleaching hair to get it lighter. The only one's too good to make oh, never mind. Gwen wasn't even fucking there. So we clumped into the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't do. None of us understand why including Sam. I also didn't think it's fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. Where the what? I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. That's a lot. Okay. So, all the 5 pieces were married. Okay. So Clark. Here we go. Alright, let's start looking. Some of these names. Let's, again, continue with the 5 pieces. Let's see. Miracle Root Tree. Okay. The Miracle's Root Tree. You find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by Miracle Roottrees estate. It's quite bare bones, but it has the following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle Root Tree. Miracle Root Tree arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. Named him Miracle. He was younger than his sister. Okay, so, I guess Root Tree. Or young, I'm gonna say 5 piece. Like 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottrees Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel around with the entirety of New England. He's since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places in need most. Okay, and we got a flyer now. Okay. Jesus Christ. 3 generations of miracles tour. Alright. Special appearance from Miracle Root in 68 years on God's earth. Okay. So, he's a 5 piece. That means Miracle Jr. must have been a next gen. And then the Free Spirits, Miracle the 3rd. Okay. Miracle Jr., who's said to be world famous and get top built. Yeah, I already got the Miracle Root Tree, Miracle 3rd, and his wife Nicole. So he's in a 3. I can't spell. Okay, so wait, hold on. Now that I think about it, he's probably the priest. Priest kid. Okay. Has a wife named Nicole. Youth pastor. Okay. Said to be youth pastors. Summer of 96. Okay. Okay, so Elias Ritchie Jr. He's listed on a website about historical buildings in Butler County. He's listed alongside an old residence that's been preserved called the Hunchtop House. How is he related to that? Elias Ritchie Jr.'s name is listed on a website about it. This doesn't help. This is probably about Sam, now that I think about it. Let's... Oh, no, wait, we already did him. I can't with the motherfucking... Show story items, show photo items, show text items, show music items, show marketing items. Okay. Oh. I can't with you. I can't. Like, is there any way to change the fucking... Like that barely type. Yes, word. What? Oh, Roottrees are dead. Alphabet Davis. A-L... L? Alphabet Davis. Oh, Davis. There we go. The Alphabet Davis series of books is set in 1950s and follows a young, dashing adventurer named Martin Davis Bird. Alphabet. It is a nickname that was given to him while he was young due to his interest in puzzles rather than all sort of intellectual activities. Though he grew up simple fisherman, he's in fact descended from pirates, and his book involves solving mysteries and finding treasure, often with a genealogical twist. All four are by Christoph Rogan. Secret Searcher was Populous Riverist. Accelerated Timeline, but nothing else. Two more books were released. Ends and Beginnings, a young alphabet adventure, was both a prequel and sequel simultaneously and left out some of the first two books' beloved characters, which was a controversial choice. Still, it sold well and critics generally felt that the story was less of a soap opera than previous entries. They also appreciated that it reframed elements of the second book in more subtle ways, retroactively making Reverus feel a bit more at home in the Alphabet Davis universe. Christoph Rogan announced that Ends and Beginnings was written in its conclusion and meant for it to be the last Alphabet Davis book. When the fourth was released in 1998, there was rumors that it was written specifically to bankroll an electronic version of his true passion, the puzzle books. Due to a tonal shift midway through, fans even speculated that it was actually two different partial book drafts that were hastily merged together. Regardless, it was quite over the top, and the plot seemed somehow both bloated and undercooked. It's unclear if there will be any more Alphabet Davis books, and the most recent ones was not a success. These books are not related to your investigation. Okay. Cool. So that was for nothing. Hello, can you squish? How long has this stream been going on for? 2 hours. Okay. Well, this is a star. So, it's actually because it's Junior. Okay. I want to say that... Oh, wait, yeah, Miracle. Rootree Miracle. He's the youngest. Creature. Right? Because he's the youngest. Miracle Rootree. Miracle Rootree. Where's so late? 23 years later, Miracle Rootree Jr. Okay, so we do know this. And because it's a star, Junior... Hey! Okay. Brenda White. Cool. All right. Okay, so it's every 3. So it's every 3 they'll be locked in. And then he had a son. Third. Okay. And then Nicole. So it's either... Let's type in Nicole Smith. What was the other? Madsen Nicole. Notes! Or wait, I could just do that. Wait, hold on. What if I just do 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 do? Summer 96. 96. Miracle Region. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole. See? Like. And Miracle seemed to have another kid as well. So who do we have? Elias Rootree Jr. Oh, okay. Someone was adopted. Huh. Right. That should be... Yeah, because you said that because Miracle was still in it. And doesn't look like any other. And he had the rainbow tie, which is really ironic if you're an evangelical. Fucking hell. Okay. I feel like Lauren's book gave us so much. Mother's family was Consul. Huh. Actual numbers haven't been fully disclosed. Okay. Nope, back to computer. I meant to press notes. Let's try this. Margot? Let's also just fix this. Alright. Wait a minute, hold on. So... Alright. Pop even had it framed. So, this is her father. Oh, hi, you're important. Ah. Hello, Mr. Sus. That's sus. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess we didn't search her. Gwen Roottrees. You find some old films are not yet available on VHS. The site's number organized the search broken, but you can get individual pages from your search engine. Gwen Roottrees is a somewhat well-known actress. Okay. So. And she was next. Okay. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop Christmas Mission. It's a widely circulated picture of Gwen from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which now added. Gwen was the granddaughter of Lise Roottrees, the founder of Reach. She shouldn't have been. Okay. Okay, Gwen is the granddaughter of Lise Roottrees, the founder of Roottrees Candy. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her mother's famous last name. Okay. Minor famous actress from the 1950s. Okay. Okay. These are not medical new flavors because no longer full chocolate. Teen Blast. Let's look that up. Teen Blossom magazine aimed at teenage girls. Their website has a news section that offers condolences for the loss of Roottrees sisters. Their fashion line was often covered by our magazine, and Rihanna Roottrees first appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. Okay. How do you spell her name? Let's actually do this. Here we go. Gwen Roottrees was often in Starlet. Most mentions were gossip at around times of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. Okay, married. Okay. The gossip circulated full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that she announced her divorce. She also announced she was pregnant again. When she was pregnant with the second. Okay. Wild Bill had multiple affairs. Okay. Uh, 1958. To have multiple affairs. Guess he really was wild. Ha ha. Okay. There's also an interview from earlier in mid-1957 where she's asked about her last name. The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall. Okay. Alright. Yeah, Cornwall. Okay. The Roottrees has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself, but he didn't want to have benefit from being informed with a famous one. But Wild combined with the alteration Williams is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know you readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Scarlet exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottrees for the last name, not Williams. But we also plan to lean into alteration. Okay. As both. Okay. There's the time change in. Okay. So she's gotta be one of the divorced. Or that has 2 kids. So, I mean, divorced next gen with 2 kids? I say we got a pretty good match. Bill. Wait, why is my caps lock on? Huh. And it's a start as well, so. Her mother was Margot. Or I guess Margolite. Okay. Let's actually do that. That's how we spelled it, right? Huh. And there's only one Cornwall, so Linus Cornwall. Let's do that. Actually, Wild. Because it's Wild Bill Williams. Okay. Wild Bill Williams was the leading man for some notable movies in the 1950s. He appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Grave, which has yet to be released for home audiences. He was not specifically was blonde. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. Okay. Was married. Fuck, man. No wonder you're called Wild Bill. And he's actually French. Motherfucker's French. Wow. Fucking dumbass. Anyways. Or, hold on. Yeah, his wife's like... Notes. Next gen. Yeah, okay. Edith. Okay, so Miracle Jr. Okay, so... Next gen. Miracle Jr. Fucking hell. Come on. Highlight. Cool. Copy. Delete. Okay. His wife, Edith. Okay. Cool. Okay. Gwyneth Anderson. I don't know how to I keep saying it. I keep saying I don't know how to spell. I really don't. I should. I should know how to spell. Well. There we go. The first Anderson Maple Farm. Cool. So we finally get a photo. This is a famous picture of It's in Gwyneth Roottrees. Okay. Cool. Before meeting guys, Gwyneth Roottrees was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brother, so as oldest sister, she was to inherit April Farm, so as long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was totally Elias' idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces, which are still found in stores to this day. Though the Roottrees Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it's been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there's still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off many of the turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. Okay, so it's just same. Okay. So we at least got housewife. Yeah! Let's go! Yay! Booyah! Oh. Lady's back.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
Is the audio good? How's the audio?
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important looking... You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay. Well, I skipped over that dialogue by accident. Oh well. Anyways. Stephanie Jones. Better for both. This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his box. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It's a flyer about a candidate for local office Stephanie Jones. How many times? About a month ago. So she would be part of the modern, or I guess free spirits. Or let's add her in unknowns. Butler County Times. Cool. Butler County is located outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Roottrees Candy Company now has its headquarters in the city. The company began from a small farm within Butler County limits, and the area has a lot of history with the family. The Butler County Times is presumably a local paper there. Okay. So, Butler County Times. And what was her name? Stephanie Jones. Wrong paste. Stephanie Jones. Copy. Paste. Okay. Okay. Let's note her. I don't know what for. Also found a full version of newspaper clipping on the back of the campaign mailer. Well, most of it's unimportant. You do find the following. Maiden name. Landon. Stephanie. Married Brian Jones. So the other guy is probably Brian Jones. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entire... Mom was a lesbian! Cool. So she... Distant cousin. distant cousin to Roottrees. Her mother, Caroline, a local artist, has often come... Okay. Caroline. Trees, is our... Chin and indigenous. Okay. So, pretty much, though she's distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother, Caroline, a local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, has often come out to oppose the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. Okay. So she's a distant cousin. Here we go. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her world, it was full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simple. It's simply, love our future. Damn, we're back in the 90s and people are more accepting of both gay and interracial couples. Jesus Christ. The handwritten note says... Oh, this is to Carl. Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. Okay. Okay, so her husband's name. This is most likely CM. No? Wait. Who the fuck's CM then? Okay. Oh, whatever. We'll deal with it. That's a lot. That's a lot. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 or so years, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. Okay, that's Carl. Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the note of childish print writing says November. They include Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth N., Gwendoline, Miracle Jr., Jim Rootfree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do this. Yes. Okay. All right. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Couldn't make the reunion. Wishing you all well from Paris. Gwen and the boys. So these must be Gwen's sons. These must be Gwen's sons. Because she says me and the boys. Yeah. So yeah, this is her. Yep. I don't know which is which, but I'm at least putting them here. Alright. This photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. To the letter says, to Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed to shiv a candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, though it is not expected for those outside the faith to do so. Okay. It's like religious. Ernie was a man full of love. Okay, so Ernie is dead. Dead. So Ernie is dead. And... Okay, so this is probably Clark sending. Or Carl, yeah. No, wait, to Carl and Brenda. Okay, so his sister, one of his sisters actually, is probably named Brenda. Brenda. Ernie. We'll look that up in a bit. Not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, and as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. As for myself, it's impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectation. Okay, so never mind. Ernie is not related to them. It's probably like a family friend? All that convinced the trust, and there was no coincidence that shortly after your visit. Debbie. Okay. Ernie and I had, especially for Nicole's sake. Okay, so Ernie and Debbie were married, I take it. Was named Deb. Okay. So this is probably Debbie, and this is probably Nicole. That makes more sense. Okay. Cool. Og. Great. Dear God. My brain is steamed. Oh my gosh. Anyways. I think I'm gonna call it here for now. And, well, yeah. Bye. How the fuck do I end this? There we go. Now bye.